Yeah, a lot going on in that game. And, on one side, it's, okay, we have 22 shots, 9 on target. Some of those on target were really good opportunities. A bunch of corners, crosses, certainly should be scoring more with the chances that we had. So, and it's been a pretty good month overall, and we've played more games than basically anybody else in the league over the course of this month. So there's that side. And we're tired, and we're taking red eyes 2 days ago against New York. They didn't have a Wednesday game. That's the third time this month we've played a team that has not had a Wednesday game. So I don't understand the scheduling part in a month like this. So we look tired. And even the guys that we rested for about 25 minutes, we look sharp, and then we started to get gas, and a combination of gas and complacency. I can deal with the being gassed, not the complacency side. And that's the other part of this, is that we don't have the luxury to have these stretches after we score a goal for 20, 25 minutes where we're not pressing at the right speed. We're making poor decisions in the offensive end. We're going for broke every time rather than having long possessions and just kind of silly decisions that end up leading to, I think, a large portion of that second half not being acceptable. Second half, we come out. They hit a set piece. Again, not a real great structure from us and some failed responsibilities, so we'll deal with that. And then we have a lot of joy, as you would expect, at home, and a lot of opportunities that we didn't score. So that's about my synopsis, but you guys can go a little deeper if you want.
Start with Dustin here in the middle.
Hey, Ben, I don't know if it's going too deep, but just Ponce had a couple chances at that one in the 3rd minute where his header was right at Pulskamp. And then Joveljic, he takes their 2 chances. They're really just down to the DP strikers, and they're taking their chances.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stand by our number 9. He's scoring goals. He's putting himself in the right spot, and forwards every now and then have a game where a keeper plays big or we don't see some plays out. It's normal. Joveljic is a very good striker, and he saw his plays out. So yeah, these games always come down to moments. We just had a lot of moments, and 22 shots, and again, a lot of those I thought were high percentage shots. Now we just got to see that out, and we didn't, and it cost us.
Let's get without the question, Mike. We'll just you go. Keep going.
And then, I know you talked about after this, the guys getting away. They don't want to see your face and hear you, especially after this result. How important is that for this next week? You guys to just get some time off and unplug, basically.
Yeah, it's been a grind. The month has been a grind. It's not an excuse. We rested enough guys. We put a fresh team out there to get that result today, in particular at home. And it pisses me off. We lost another home game. Yeah. But to answer your question, yeah, it'd be nice to step away for all of them. They by and large, they did a great job this May, picking up points. In particular, and I've said this so many times, how much transition that has been going on with our group. Femi and Pablo, it's the second time they've played together. Felipe's in there. Now Dwayne Holmes is factoring in. Lingy played the 10 for the first time with Ponce for long stretches. So overall, I'm pleased with May. This is a little bit of a sour note that it ends this way, but it'll be nice for these guys to recharge. But we need to work. We need to get back and work because of those transitions. And we are not well oiled right now because we haven't had training sessions, and these guys have been learning in real time in games. So we got to get back to teaching our principals and who we are, and just, again, getting back to really hard training sessions and competing. I don't know our starting lineup right now, Mike. We got a lot of good players, and we got to compete, and we got to find out what our best group is, but that's what this next 2 weeks will be about.
And Lawrence comes back from his injury. I don't know if you wanted to play him, you guys went down, but just.
Yeah, we wanted to play him, but he's capped at, there's certain minute restrictions, and I thought there'd be a little bit more stoppage time than that, so we were a little bit cautious with him. But, you could see what he brings to us and what a miss that has been, I think, in some ways this season so far. A guy with real juice and speed, and even in that short amount of time, he gets end line once or twice, and just is a very good player. And so it'll be nice to build him up into this and see where he fits in. And same with Dwayne Holmes. We just gotta, but a lot of new faces, a lot of transitions. This is about picking up points, and over the course of May, we're moving in the right direction.
All right, we'll go to Samara.
Hey, Coach, so on that Andrej sub, was that because of exhaustion, or was it just tactic?
He just looked tired to me. That's all I could say. He's a guy. The impact in the game that we needed in that moment. So I thought Amin actually came in and did a good job and got us more possession, and it also coincided with the second goal where they were sitting. So we've had excuses. I can go into, we got sickness all over. Everybody's sick. Everybody's been traveling. We're red. We can go into that world, right? And you just don't know how it's affecting everybody. So really, you're taking a temperature every day, and I'm just watching the game. I'm just watching the game to see who looks good and who doesn't, and you try to manage it, and you try to mix lineups up, and there's a lot to it. And sometimes it's just a matter of it's a long month, and some guys aren't at their best.
David.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned it, right? And, the fitness, how are guys looking, today, and now he comes back. Is there an update on Nelson and Eric Sviatchenko?
They'll be ready when they're ready. I don't know. I've done asking about them. I deal with the players that are, available, and at some point we'll be, Eric will be back in the fold, and Nelson is tricky. This is a tricky injury. It is a total knee, and Anali's was more straightforward, and that's why he's back. And Nelson, he's working as hard as he can, but we think he'll get there, but it's just a more difficult road.
And then earlier in the season, right, to the future, right, you told us that things would change, right? A good month of May, like you said, a good unbeaten streak. Unfortunately, he was broken today in MLS League play. But, what do you see after this break? You predicted that it would change, so what will you predict in your eyes?
Well, I've talked about kind of where I see this season going, and the important thing is we just build. We just keep building and getting better. And as I said, now that we're through May, we have training sessions. It's about really fine-tuning, finding out, competing and having some tension on who's our best 11, and getting back to teaching and showing these guys who we are and what our principles are to be more well-oiled. Because we got some, again, when you have this many games and you're moving all the players in and out, and you have new players that are arriving, 4 or 5 guys in May, it's tricky. It's tricky. So with all the moving parts, I think we did a pretty good job during this time. But now it's about fine-tuning that part. Okay, we have everybody now. We know who we are. May we have a better feel for who these players are and what they offer us. Now it's about us as coaches working with them, putting this puzzle together, putting our best team out there, and continuing to grow. And then summer comes, the transfer window comes, and then we decide, what's going to take us over the top to That's how I view it.
Any other questions? Nope. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, Ben. We'll have Kowalczyk in here next. Kowalczyk, Sebastian, just to open up, there's your thoughts on that result at home, but also your goal there in the first half.
Yeah, I'm for sure happy with this goal. I think it was one of the most beautiful in my career, but in the end, gives us nothing. So the feelings are so. It was a big opportunity to jump higher in the table. This month was pretty busy, and overall I think was not bad. Before this month we were in the one of the last places in the table. So after last game in New York, we achieved the playoff spot, and this is the target for this season, to be minimum in the playoffs. So today was another opportunity to prove that this is our place. But yeah, we angry, we are disappointed, because I think I'm right that we are better than our opponents today. But the result doesn't show it, and this is what makes me painful the most.
Hey, you talked about it a little bit, but a lot of games for you guys this month. Now you have some time off. How important is that for you guys, especially after this loss, to kind of reset?
After the losing game, I prefer to play immediately the next game and win the next game. But yeah, now we have some 3 days. Now we have some time to rest. As I said, it was a busy month, so it's good to have some days off, rest, and yeah, and we're gonna use this time without the game for improve ourselves in many how to say, yeah, in many ways. As I said before, we want to play in playoffs, and this is the target. This is the most important. So we're gonna do everything to make it happen. You know.
We saw Linger kind of play more as a 10 today in the middle. You kind of played off the left. How was that dynamic for you, and how did you feel kind of playing it a little differently today?
Yeah, I felt good today. So also he gave me assist, so I'm glad. It doesn't matter who is on the pitch, you know. Like we are every day in the training fighting for the first 11. So everybody who is in the first 11, we need to show up every game. We need to show that we deserve this place, and we need to win. That's it, you know. We sometimes you can play bad football, not good for the fans, but in the end, the most important are 3 points, you know.
What balance do you give the team? You know, we're halfway through the season, things have improved, but how do you see it?
How I see it, for me, the placement in the table doesn't show how good is this team, how good is this group. We have also a lot of new players. I know it's not an excuse, but we need to spend a little bit more time to know each other better, and I will not change this team for nobody. You know, I think this team has a lot of quality. I know we start the season in a bad way, but sorry, that's my phone. But yeah, we still have a time, and we still have a room to show that we deserve more, and the fans deserve more, and that's as I said before, that's the most important thing, to end up the season in the playoffs. And you know how it is in the playoffs. Every game and every minute and every goal on the pitch counts. So I promise we're gonna do everything to be in the playoffs.
You talk about the players, and you guys have an important piece back, which is Anali. What does that mean to you as his teammate, and just to have him back?
I can't say this word, but great. This guy is. It's a typical dangerous winger who can go 1 against 1. He's so fast. He has a lot of good skills, and I think he showed this when he came here. But unfortunately, he got really, really serious injured. Now we are so happy that we can have him back. And I'm sure that he's gonna help us a lot in this season.
Seba, some games you start, right? Some games you come off the bench, but you know, how do you manage that? You know, personally, you go out there and today you start and you get a goal. How comfortable are you with your role?
That's a tough one. No, I think I will not surprise you if I will say that I don't like to be on the bench. It's normal. We are players. Everybody wants to be on the pitch, so I want to start every game. But the decision is not on my side. So I am just trying to do everything during the week to show the coaches, the staff, that I'm ready, and that's it. You know, it's difficult. We have a lot of good players. You have only 11 spots in the first 11. So sometimes you need to just be quiet and work hard, because maybe today you are on the bench, but in 7 days there is a new opportunity, and you need to be ready. You know.
So you scored your first goal of the season. Just what does that mean to you? I know it's kind of sweet and how do you say that? Bittersweet. What does it mean?
I know it's a little bit late for the first one in the season, but yeah, I'm glad. I'm grateful, and it's mean a lot for me. But I know there is still a place to improve. In football now, you just need to make numbers. I mean, assists and goals. Everything else doesn't matter. Even if you play good, the people don't remember about you. So, yeah, I'm happy. I think a little bit of the pressure goes out because I was waiting for this moment, and I hope so that I will continue in this way.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
You can come this way.